Shout out to my Brazilian Native Americans. Alex is up. Alrighty. Well, yeah. What'd you think about that? Do you think there's Native Americans in Brazil? No, not unless you're talking about the state.
All right, Demosai, good morning. Good morning. It is a great space partnership to continue Sanhedrin. So we begin by thanking all of our sponsors for this morning. To thank our current sponsors for the touch 5785. The Tilson Mishpacha for dedicating all the Sherman Drashos this year as a zichus from Torah's Tavels for Am Yisrael. Torah sponsors for the month of Tevis, Tabari and Tova. The Talmud Mishpacha memory of Amit Ben David Levi's Holy Bracha. Brother,
I wanted to look like Jim Morrison with a big old bowl of salsa poured on it. Big salsa energy from the Doors. Exactly. He's a wild card.
Of Itai Rabbi, who was killed fighting the gods on the first day of the carnival yoke there in the American Talmud Torah, precious Neshama Hadnaliyah, and the family in Chamos. And we thank our Dachilmi sponsors for today. Michael and Richard Turniansky, in honor of the birth of their grandson, Mazel Tov, born to Yitzi and Jenny Turniansky, Mazel Tov, Michael. Next to Shizocha Lachnisa, Visa Shama Vino, Izmano, and Galu Torah, Sofa Ulamatzi Torah. First of all, say, we dedicate our learning in this course of three precious hostages returned to Klal Yisrael yesterday. Sure, we also saw some of the video clips, which were just so amazing, it's so overwhelming, it's so beautiful. But it reminds us that there's still so much more that has to happen. We have to redouble our efforts, pray a little harder, dive a little harder, do a little bit more chesed, a little more stuff, whatever we can do. And Halabai, what yesterday showed us is that it is possible. It is possible to say that there's going to be a happy ending to the story. I always speak about this. I just heard it for a moment, Yiddishkeit, like Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, he was on to Rabbi, that Judaism, the world of literature says that there's two different types of stories. There's more than two, but he explains two. There's mythology and there are fairy tales. So in mythology, if you read Greek mythology, which I have to tell when I was younger, so the stories are all very strange. You have the gods who are very human-like, and the gods are always trying to foil the actions and plans of man. And then you have fairy tales. What happens in fairy tales? Every fairy tale always ends in the same way, and that's how. And everyone lives happily ever after. The Sachs, because I was record posits that certainly in Yiddishkeit we don't have mythology. Because we don't have, there's one who wants us to be more successful than we want our success. And most one of those rooting and advocating and cheering for us. So we don't need mythology. But at the same time, in Yiddishkeit, we have no fairy tales. We have no story that ends and everyone lives happily ever after. Like the Torah goes down, how does the Torah end? Torah ends with most of his death. Almost wants to get all he wanted was to come to Israel. And he's taken from this world with just mere steps away to Eretz Israel. At the end, on point, when we read Megillah Esther, and the Megillah ends and we're all celebratory and everything, and what happens? The heroine of the story, Esther, is locked in a marriage she did not want to be in, Achashverosh, living a life that she did not want to be in. Judaism doesn't have an everyone live happily ever after stories. It's not the way it works, because that's not the essence of life. The essence of life is not an everyone live happily ever after. The essence of life is everyone keep, the end of the narrative is, and everyone kept on living, growing, and accomplishing. Despite the pain, despite the setback, with all of the broken hearts, we keep on going. So we see these incredible images of the hostages being returned. And on one hand, there's such a feeling of elation, such a feeling of celebration. Yet at the same time, we cannot forget all of those who are still in captivity, literally in captivity. We can't forget all the precious soldiers who are giving their lives up to Hashem over the course of the last year. We can't forget October 7th. We can't forget all of the incredible tragedies. So as much as it's like a wave of simcha, it's not an everyone lived happily ever after moment. But it's like taking the simcha, taking the excitement, but at the same time, as you mentioned before, we double our efforts to bring every last of our brothers and sisters home.
Brock Bowers,
and
you fucking.
that will end. And
lit shit up this week. More points than I think I've ever had a single individual before. So shout out to you. So I regret drafting you.
A lot to do today.
Sort of, but I didn't draft you. Trading for you, kind of still sort of. But
right? Yeah. Good. Dinim amanes hakol. Let's say remember again. So the Mishnah said, Dinim amanes hakol olam b'mischus k'mechova. Dinim nefashos hakol olam b'mischus k'mechova mechova. So when it comes to Dinim amanes, right, monetary law, everyone. Now we'll see what everyone means. Everyone has the ability to go out and be melamed.
Dude, I saw that one touchdown. That's an epic touchdown to the age.
And to also go out and considering evidence. When it comes to,
I'm really proud of him. I think he was like. Let me see a list of all the people who own me in fantasy. And he's like, fuck you, fuck you. Dude, I gotta like shit up this week. Really?
But not everyone has the ability to go ahead and be Malami Kolba, be Malami, or introduce some damning evidence. Let's analyze this. Says Hakol. Now, what does Hakol mean? Hakol what? Who's Hakol? So he wants to about even agents, even witnesses. Now listen, what does this mean? Take a look at Rashi. See that different about him. Hakol, even agents. Rashi says, She'idu Allah Yehovah Lamed Allah Raya Shazavos. So listen to this case. Reuben comes in, right? So see now what happens. Reuben comes in today. So now let's say, buddy, this is going to be true. This is going to be true whether it is Dina Mamanas or Dina Nefashis. The halacha is going to be the same, which goes like this. So it's a witnesses come and they introduce evidence, damning evidence against Reuben. Those very same witnesses, Rabbi says, could then turn around and introduce some type of exonerating evidence for Reuben, which is interesting, right? Even though, again, so let's say witnesses found some additional piece of information, or they rethought about rethinking, retracting testimonies, and that's what complicates these. But the idea of Rabbi says that even those original witnesses could come along, who originally gave the damning evidence, could come along and give some type of exonerating evidence. You might say, say that our Mishnah is going to read our reflection of this position. Similar to that precise. Minu Masisin of Yosef, we use the low rabbi on the sign that we learned the 8 Echad Lo Ya'ana B'Nefesh. They Zuchus, they L'chol. That's right. And so again, the Pasuk says the 8 Echad Lo Ya'ana B'Nefesh Lamos. The Pasuk says a singular witness should not give testimony that would result in someone being put to death. Now, the Pasuk sounds pretty straightforward. But you can't have a singular witness. The problem is also the Torah already taught us that you can't have a singular witness. So what does it come to teach us? So the Gemara says, Eid Echad is not believed no matter what kind of comment says. An Eid Echad has zero credibility. Whether it's Mitzvos, whether it's Mechova, it doesn't matter. Yosef says no. Only on Mitzvos thing, only Mechova. Yosef says no. A single witness is believed Mitzvos. Only if a single witness comes along, and a single witness has some positive testimony for the defendant, he is accepted. Now, let's say that interestingly enough, or maybe you actually read the same thing. What does that mean? What does that mean? In other words, an A, what can the A Echad do? So we want to suggest over here that what it means is that even if one of the original witnesses who gave damning testimony then finds some other exonerating testimony, we accept it. We accept him. This is back. How many times did we get back home? The Rabbi says, no. What does it mean when the Mishnah says, Hakol Malam B'Nschus? It means even one of the students who is in the Beis Din. Everyone's saying, what does that mean? Now, this is incredibly important, but the thing is as follows. We saw this before, that in Beis Din, they would often have like rows of students who were there in front of the Beis Din themselves. Now, that was for two reasons. Number one, that's the way to train in new judges is how? Training new judges, right? Let them be there as the Dinei Torah happens. What it also allowed for was a judge pool, right? Should something happen to one of the sitting judges, they were able to pull someone from the bench, and add them in. So Papa says, listen to this, that if as the proceedings are going on, one of the students in the courtroom sees some type of exonerating evidence for the defendant, speak up. You might stop along down. My time to listen to you. What's Rabbi Yosef's logic? So the Gemara says, the Pasuk says, Eid Echad Lo Ya'ana B'Nefesh Lamos. And the Eid Echad should not testify about a person that they should report to death. Moments would get in the owner. So you can't go and testify that somebody should report to death. Aval l'schus owner. But ultimately, again, but to exonerate, he absolutely can say something. Rabbi said, now, again, what an Eid Echad could actually accomplish is a different discussion, right? So what is it? He offers some exonerating evidence. And what? And what? Okay, so we'll see in Mirz Hashem. But the idea is that he's listened to and his testimony is heard. Rabbanon Amar Shakish Mishum the Mexican again they do so. The Rabbanon say no, we don't accept it. The Rabbanon say, once a witness gives his testimony, that's it. That's it. So you can't go ahead and then afterwards introduce no case. So witnesses came along and they gave damning testimony, right? All right, damning sounds so like they gave testimony. Like the testimony again reflected poorly on the defendant. So the Rabbanon say, for one of the witnesses, they say, oh, you know, I just thought of something in a cut. You can't do that. You can't do that. That looks like you're trying to cover your bases, and in the event that you found, I don't know, to be a false witness, to be an insulin, so you can't do that. Once you give your testimony, choose a team, and that's it. Rabbanon, hi, Lamos, my dad, she did. So what does the Rabbanon do with the aforementioned pasuk that says, Eid Echad, lo ya'ana b'nefesh Lamos? What do you do with that? So the Gemara says, look me Eid Echad min ha-Talmidim. Oh, so they say again, it refers to the Talmidim. But again, if one of the students in the court sees some point of exoneration for the defendant, then ultimately again they are believed to give that testimony. If one of the students in the court says, I have some way to go ahead and to go ahead and find something positive about the defendant, this is one of the witnesses, I'm sorry. One of the witnesses says, so again, just to frame the case, one of the witnesses who gave indicting testimony, right? Negative testimony about the defendant, then turns around and says, I have some positive testimony, and I change Sholo. How do we know that ultimately, again, we do not listen to that individual? Once you said your piece, you said your piece. Such a tremendous, such a tremendous Musa skill, right, in this, which is, witnesses, once they say something, you're locked in. You want to say, it's a Musa right? Imagine, by the way, if we measured every word by this metric, that once I say it, I can't take it back. Once I say I can't take it back, imagine how much differently our speech would look like, right? How different our interactions would look. If you realize that once it came out, cannot change, right? He says, once you say it, you can't retract it, you can't reframe it, you can't retool it, you can't reword it. I think how different, again, our speech would look. Incredible. So the Gemara says, how do you know halacha again? If one of the students in the basement, right, the court proceeding is going on, and one of the students in the basement says that halacha l'maisa again, I have some indicting testimony to go ahead and give. In that case, you don't listen to the student. And introduce that into these. Not going to disagree with that, but everyone seems to agree that the students sitting in the court, if they see some point that could be helpful to the defendant, are believed to introduce that. Incredible. Okay, let's go back to Dini Nefashis. Hamalami. So this is the next part of the Mishnah. Excuse me. The Mishnah says, Dini Nefashis. Hamalami. According to the Mishnah, Hamalami Kova Malami Sos. About Hamalami Sos in Yohalatzer Ulalami Kova. So the way it works in capital cases is that if you go ahead and you introduce, let's say Malami Kova, so witnesses go ahead, or court goes ahead and wants to find the person guilty, they could change their mind and find the person innocent, argue for his innocence. Conversely, if they argue for his innocence, they can't change their mind and go ahead and argue for their guilt. What I should point out, I was thinking about this a little yesterday. You know, when you see this, on one hand, it sounds so beautiful. Basin doesn't want to put someone to death. On the other hand, it doesn't sound like the way a legal system is supposed to work. Like, in other words, you're tying the court's hands over here in capital cases, right? So just understand how halacha works with a basic premise, which is human judgment is never perfect. Human judgment is never perfect, right? So in other words, there's this understanding, you know, one of the key phrases to always keep in mind is the Gemara says, "Ein l'dayin modun ela ma she'eino ro'os." A judge could only judge based on what his eyes see. And I would say, and again, witnesses, you were talking about truthful witnesses. When witnesses give testimony, they're giving over the truth. What is that truth based on? What is that truth based on? Right? The way they perceive truth. Notice that we all perceive truth in different ways. So if you think about this, every single form of human judgment, right? So the witnesses are presenting truth based on the way they perceive it and see it. The judges are interpreting facts based on the way they perceive it and they see it. So if you think about it, from actual truth, objective truth, is filtered through witnesses' truth. Again, everybody's good people. Witnesses truth, judges truth, and now we arrive at a verdict. Which means it's possible that you are at least two steps removed from what actual reality is. So in monetary cases, let's play this out. What's the worst case scenario? Let's go through it. What's the worst case scenario? Money ends up in the wrong hands. Here's the great news. The Ribono Shel Olam could move money. Right? That's not a problem. That's easy. That's easy. Okay, so basically put money in the wrong hands. With all the best intentions, no problem. The Ribono Shel Olam could go ahead and, I'm going to say the wrong word, but that's the wrong word. That's the wrong word, right? He go ahead. There's a car part, right? And so he could move the money. Capital cases are much different, right? So if Basin takes a life, again, even with all the quote-unquote true facts, that is a pretty irreversible course of action. So essentially, what's like this reticence to put someone to death is based on this recognition that human judgment, I'm not going to use the word is inherently flawed, but it's inherently limited. So that's what's driving this. We are very, very reticent out of Basin for someone to death. So that's why, again, so you have this idea. But once you went ahead, once a Basin was deliberating it and was seeing the positive, you're seeing the exoneration, you can't change their mind. So let's analyze this. Says the Gemara. So Amarav, when is this true that they can't reverse, court Basin can't reverse course? That's when they're arguing the facts, right? In other words, when they're deliberating the case, if there are dayanim, like if the Basin feels that there's room for exoneration, stay that course, and keep analyzing those facts. Don't change course. About the Shash Kumar did, but the time that the verdict is going to be delivered, right? This is fascinating. The time of the verdict, and what's going to be the assumption at the time of the verdict, you've really worked this through. So after you've worked it through and you're ready to exonerate, and now you feel that there are grounds to implicate, you could change your mind, because then we assume you've gone through the entire process. Right? It's so counterintuitive. I would have thought just the opposite. So if you want to change your mind before a verdict has been delivered, before a verdict has reached your mind, you could flip flop, you could change your mind. Right? At the time of the verdict, you change your mind. No, we want to, if the Bezdin sees room to exonerate, see that process through. Go through the master matter. Okay, it gets to the time of the verdict, and now you're ready for the verdict. You see the other side, you can still change your mind. Incredible. So the Gemara says, next day, the Makras Mashkin Ubain the Rabbi says as follows. This is capital case. So what happens? The Makras, the next morning. And what does next morning mean? So basically, it's deliberate. The Gemara goes to so before. On capital cases, the verdict is never delivered that same day. Basically has to sleep on the verdict, and the verdict is delivered the next day. So therefore, the Rabbi says that's the next day. So let's say the Basin sat in session on Sunday. Now, again, they're sleeping on it. So comes Monday morning. The Makras, Mashkinin Ubayin. The next morning they come today, they come back to the day. So what happens? I'm Mizaka. So the one who finds who wants to exonerate says, I'm exonerating Mizaka, I need to call me. And I send him my place. I'm saying my dad, I'm a Chayiv Omrani Makayiv. I'm a Chayiv, I need him call me. Like the Chayiv says, ultimately, again, I want to find him guilty. I'm standing my ground. So again, we'll say the one who wanted to find him guilty could change his mind. But the one ultimately that wanted to exonerate can't change his mind. I will say never passed. This is talking about what? This is talking about the verdict. And what do you see from here? What do you see from this bride? So at the time of the verdict, you can't change your mind. So what's going on over here? And using that same logic, the Macharas Masa Umatan Mi Leka. Now again, I will say, for the next morning, ultimately again, so what for Halamacharas, Utame for the Macharas, Masa Umatan Mi Leka. But even the next morning, we'll say, when we get up in the next morning, okay, I said you can't deliver the verdict until the next morning, but who's to say there's not some back and forth the next morning? Maybe there's still somewhat back and forth. She's just where it says Kikatani, Bishas Maso Mata. You're right, these prices actually talking about the next time of the verdict. Rather again, it's talking about again the time of the back and forth. So supporting what Rav said before. That during the Maso Maton, no one could change their mind. Why? Because it's very important. Like things like this. If you're going to choose an approach, you're going to choose a mahala, and you're going to choose an opinion, stick with it and see it through. It doesn't preclude you changing your mind, but be a well-thought-out individual. You see this all the time. That people like to change their ideas, we change our hashkafas, we change our approaches, because we're not really well thought out. You want to say, during Shas Maso Matan, be thought out. Think through what you want to hold. You're going to arrive at a decision. If you want to change your mind later on, of course, there's always the ability to change your mind. But for Shas Maso Matan, you can't change your mind. For Shas Gemardin, before the verdict is officially delivered, you can change your mind. You got to both. So top.
These guys go and engage, I beg you, go and engage, Match is currently at still at 41 rounds. These guys go and engage. And one person of my committee, we are done with this round. So these guys go and How you living, X-Rater? I hope you're doing well. Do you mind if I tell you in the room about my project? Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm Rabbi Rothschild. I stream my life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for world peace. I've been doing so for more than 4 years. My streams go back to the pandemic. We've seen the death of a queen, the birth of AI, the coronation of a king, and everything in between. In the 1990s, Bill Gates coined the phrase content is king, and I'm making it true today. If you weren't aware, data is Earth's #1 resource, according to The Economist magazine. In 2018, data overtook petroleum as the #1 resource on Earth. And I have more data archived on any single individual than any person ever, which may make me an influential person someday. And if and when that happens, I want to make sure that everyone in this room is made financially independent if you're not already. Not just you, but your friends and family. I I want to make sure that you have generational wealth if you don't already, organizations of your own. This is a real life Truman Show or real life Big Brother. I'm not just live on one stream like a normal creator. I'm live on 22 different YouTube streams simultaneously. This is the biggest event in global history. So you can watch me literally going back 4 years, any moment of any day, essentially, my life. That's a big deal. You can check my profile for all the links to my YouTube, my Linktree, and such. I talk about things that are going to benefit the world, like ending world hunger through the use of technologies such as agricultural drones, floating greenhouses, saltwater greenhouses, hydroponics, vertical farming, cloud seeding. I want to help end world thirst. I'm sponsored by a cryptocurrency that's worth about $100 million, and one of the things that we do is we build wells in developing nations like Nigeria for the benefit of the less fortunate. Additionally, I'm an advocate for the Lifestyle program and most importantly, desalination technology, where we pump Earth's seawater onto land to make it drinkable. If you have the opportunity, please join my Discord. It's available in my profile. Also, it's in my name, and I'm there 24 hours a day. If you want advice, if you need help, if you just want to talk to someone, I'm here for you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to tell you about what I do.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. So I think I saw you on a space last night. Yeah, I saw you on a space last night. And I was about asking this question. I run up. I was so I don't know, is it like you actually explore different spaces which this stuff because we follow up and I really don't actually get the hang of everything because you actually spoke about AI actually you're getting data from like those data actually using them to do things. That's my point exactly. We're using the data to just create AI.
Great question. Yes, I do go into people's spaces and tell people about what I do. So AI needs data, human data specifically, to be able to create models. And the more data it has on a single individual, the better model that it can create. So, yes, I have been using YouTube for more than 4 years to be able to archive my life. So, you can watch my life 24/7. It's like having a window into someone's life. But then, additionally, companies are using this data to be able to model AIs. Additionally, you should know I was an early adopter of ChatGPT in November 2022. I was using. Uh, I do get paid for some, yeah, but really the big opportunity perhaps might be in endorsement deals when people recognize that there's someone whose entire life is on camera and has been for the last 4 years, that they can use this person as a spokesperson. I've already done that with several cryptocurrencies, and so I've been rewarded for doing that, and I think I can do it at a corporate level soon. People and more people are finding out about what I do. If you have the opportunity, in my profile, you'll see a YouTube link. If you go to that YouTube link, you can literally see me speaking right now in this Twitter space, and you can learn about more what I do. Like, oh, okay, so this person has cameras literally all over their room. They're always focused on them, and you can see them eat, drink, sleep. You can learn about what they do, but additionally, companies and academic groups and specifically universities are going to use this data in the future to learn about the human body. Things like how someone eats, how someone sleeps, their behaviors, how many times they swallow a minute, how many times they blink a minute, what makes them laugh, what makes them cry, what makes them sleep and dream, what the circadian levels are, what their circadian rhythms are. That type of data isn't known that well on a single individual for long periods of time. Yes, we may have people who do sleep studies for a night or 2 nights or maybe a month, but nobody has 4 years of this content. Additionally, it's from so many different angles that you can watch me whatever way you're comfortable. I have ceiling cameras, I have cameras in every angle of where I live, and it's a really big deal. When I say this is the biggest event, perhaps in the history of mankind or humankind, I mean that. And why is that? Because I'm showing the world that we're not all that much different. That no matter what your background is, no matter what your genetic makeup is, we all basically live the same way. And I'm providing that data available to the world for people to study at no cost.
You actually said you're going to change lives of people. So if the AI is actually full, and I think you said you're going to be selling them out. How does that actually, let me see, how does the audience get from that? There's definitely a way your audience can get from.
Well, certainly. I mean, there's the entertainment value, so they're going to gain from that. But additionally, companies, I mean, already cryptocurrencies have come to me and given me merchandise and money to stream for them. And so I'm gonna take that money, especially when it starts to accrue, and I'm gonna give it back to everybody who needs it in these Twitter spaces and who's helped me along the way. Believe it or not, you are all on my stream. All of your profile pictures, all your usernames are on my stream. And when I go viral, we're gonna collect that list, and we're gonna say, okay, X Raider, we're not just gonna give you $1 million. We're gonna give you $1 billion in cold hard cash or cryptocurrency or whatever you want. We want to make sure that you have all your debts paid. We want to make sure that all your family's taken care of. And then we want you to start charities and philanthropic organizations of your own to help other people. There's so much money in data people don't recognize, but it's more valuable to control it. And I have more data archived than any person, which is going to make me a very important, very influential person. So, how are people going to make money from it? Just be patient. I go viral with enough of these shillings. People find out about what I do. I get very famous. We create trusts, and then we give that money back to people because at a certain point, once you reach the billionaire and trillionaire level, money doesn't really have a meaning anymore. It just becomes more about power. And I want to give the money and the power back to the people.
So guys, keep on engaging in this person that you should actually change the person that's supposed to be engaging in the person that should. So do us keep on engaging and hold on say your hands up and then say you achieve and you talk to. So if you have anything to say, you can unmute your mic and speak. Please, before I pass the mic, I'll first pass the mic
around the post of Post Kumar is currently doing what? Please get around your go around the post up, go around the post up, go around the post up real quick. Go around the post up real quick. So as we are engaging, please I want to pass the mic to the speakers. And please guys, please we don't have a timer here. Let's not spend more than 2 minutes while speaking. Let's try to summarize what you have to say. After the engagement, we can come back and talk as much as you want, but please we can let God. We are not done with the engagement, so we just love to share, please. Thank you. Sorry about that. Please, guys. Why does Jack and I have Esther almost have the same mode of dressing? And then I'm passing the back to Wagwan. Wagwan. Is not here. Is not here. Okay, I'm passing the mic to Rabbi. Is it Rabbi or Rabbi?
It's Rabbi. Thank you for the opportunity. Do you mind if I tell you about my project?
Yeah, go on, go on, go on, go on.
Excellent. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here. I'm Rabbi Rothschild. I stream my life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for world peace. My streams go back to the pandemic. We've seen the death of a queen, the birth of AI, the coronation of a king, and everything in between. In the 1990s, Bill Gates coined the phrase, content is king, and I'm making it true today. I'm live right now on more than 22 YouTube streams. Nobody else does that. You might get one person, one creator who is live on one YouTube stream for maybe 5 hours or 10 hours. That's a lot. I'm live on 22 different YouTube streams, 24 hours a day for the last 4 years. This is the biggest event in global history. This is essentially a timeline or a time capsule of human development. And it is going to benefit every single person in here. Why is that? If you didn't know, The Economist magazine stated in 2018 that data had overtaken petroleum as Earth's number one resource. And I have more data archived on the internet than any person, which may make me an influential person someday. And if and when that happens, I'm going to make every single person in here financially independent if you're not already. I want to make sure that you, your friends, your family all have generational wealth if you don't already. And I want to make sure that I'm able to give you the money to be able to start charities and philanthropic organizations of your own. I talk about things that are going to improve the world. Things like agricultural drones, floating greenhouses, saltwater greenhouses, things like hydroponics, vertical farming, cloud seeding. I talk about things to end world thirst. I'm sponsored by a cryptocurrency that's worth about $100 million. And one of the things that we do is we build wells in developing nations like Nigeria for the benefit of the less fortunate. Additionally, I'm an advocate for the LifeStar program and most importantly, desalination technology, where we pump Earth's seawater onto land to make it drinkable. I'm a futurist. I'm someone who talks about really interesting subjects about the future. Things like anti-gravity, antimatter, faster than light travel, faster than light communication, artificial narrow intelligence, artificial general intelligence, artificial superintelligence, space elevators, space tourism, terraforming of other planets, interstellar travel. I talk about space. Certainly about space, but I talk about space habitats. I talk about things like invisibility cloaks and Santa Claus machines, replicators, teleportation. I talk about things like de-extinction. People don't know this, but the first successful de-extinction took place in the year 2003 with the Pyrenean ibex, which is a goat located in northern Spain, southern France. Fast forward to the year 2021, a company out of Dallas, Texas is founded known as Colossal Bioscientific. They've made it their goal to within the next 3 years to reintroduce the woolly mammoth into the Arctic Circle, utilizing Asian elephant surrogates. I just think this is a mind-blowing goal, and I'm excited to be able to document it. Additionally, following the reintroduction of the woolly mammoth, they want to reintroduce the Tasmanian tiger, followed by the dodo bird. What I talk about is going to impact every single person in here someday. When you all were born, the average life expectancy for you is probably about age 80 years old, and I want to give you the money if you want in the future to be able to live longer than that using life extension technology. This is all with your consent, but I want to give you the money for things like oxygen therapy, human growth hormone, stem cells, cryogenics, nootropics, things like peptides, cold shock therapy, red light therapy, things like testosterone replacement therapy, ambrosia therapy, to get you to be 120 years old, if not older. And you may say, Rabbi, back in 2025 when we learned about you, it seemed like it was too good to be true. But here we are, 120 years old, and our bodies are starting to break down. Is there anything else that we can do to be able to live longer? And there is. There's a certain type of technology, again, with your consent if you want, known as mind uploading technology, where With your consent, we scan your brain into a computer like a CAT scan or an MRI, knowing where every atom is in your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system for later download. As an android, an avatar, a cyborg, a cybernetic being, a clone of yourself, a robot, an ethereal being, whatever you want to be. But I want every single person in here to know that there is a lot of exciting things for them in the future, and I want to help them to achieve it, and perhaps even digital immortality. Thank you so much to the room, and thank you so much to our host for allowing me to share that with you.
Okay, thank you so much. I went through your profile. I didn't get any post ability for what you just said, but yeah, thank you for coming to share that. But that was long though. He is back. As long as he is back, he have been trying to accept your weekend. Seems you're lucky. Okay, please, guys, real quick. I beg you, let's not jump from. We have a post from Look.
I don't think these people get it. We're like talking in two different directions.
Tashma, Danan Elu Kineged Elu, Achira Echamem Esh, Achira Echad, Achira Echad, Menamachayim Divin Hamazakin. So what happens when a Beis Din is adjudicating a case? Assuming you have a split opinion, so what happens? We allow the Beis Din to kind of hash it out until ultimately, again, one of the judges who wants to find guilty switches over to the side of innocence. So therefore, we have a majority because we find an innocent. Then Esau, listing on the Echos, and again, both sides, it sounds like from here that the reverse is also possible. But you can have, let's say again, a group with a majority, or some chavra is holding that he's innocent, some chavra is holding that he's guilty. Let Rabbi also say that we allow them to debate it until the guilties have the majority. Kana Azachos Mahader. Because this Hana is looking for an innocent outcome, not for a guilty outcome. Tashma, so let's say very interesting. So let's say one of the Talmidim, one of the members of it, right? One of the members of the court, one of the students became member of the court, found grounds to exonerate. And then what happened? He died before the verdict was delivered. Rowan also Kivu Chayv Omrim Komo. It's fascinating. We feel as if he's still alive since he was part of the deliberations, and therefore we count his opinion as an innocent opinion. Or something we just said before, he did change his mind. Maybe even if he was alive, he would have changed his mind. True, he could have changed his mind, but right now he didn't. I the Gemara said, but they said, right, Rabbi Yossi, you are not excluding yourself from the teachings of our teacher. So she must no need to be honest excluding himself. Alright, so it's like, that's not what it's, we're not finished. So we're trying to figure out, so remember, it's all based on the premise of Rabbi. So Mishnah indicated to us that in the capital case, once there's been expressed an opinion for exoneration, they can't switch over to guilty. So Rab comes along and says that it's only during the time of deliberations. Deliberations, you got to stick with the team. But during verdict, what do you mean during verdict? Before the actual verdict is delivered, but when they are ready to deliver a verdict, at that point, you can switch teams. Let's analyze. So as they see this, as the court was recording their opinions, there were two scribes who were there. Why two scribes? One on the right, one on the left. Because and the scribes would record again the words of the judges who wanted to find guilty, and the words of the judges who wanted to exonerate. So let's analyze this. So I understand why you have to record the words of the one who want to find innocent. Right, so let's say, listen to this, because again, and you want to record the opinions of the one who wants to implicate. Why? Because the truth is that next session tomorrow, right? They're going to sleep on it, and they're going to want to review their decision on behalf. They'll be able to seize a reason to examine. But why do we have to record the opinion of the ones who want to find the innocent? All we need is what? Is a quick tally. I need to record their logic because again, both sides why you might say my timer, is that not because that even if they find the reason to implicate, will point to their recorded opinions and not allow them to reverse their opinion in favor of implication. Based and find reasons to exonerate, they cannot change their opinion. Understand the cross. Okay, so it's now being raised. So we're going to see two judges can't espouse the same halakhic concept from two different psukim. Though that the Ribono Shel Olam only says things once. Right? I'm going to say this once. Right? So the Rebbe Shalom says things once, but there seem to be multiple psukim in the Torah that reiterate things. Remember, the way we operate is every time there is a reiteration, just why there's always some nuance of information. Now, because of that, if you have two dayanim who could go ahead and learn out the same exact halakhic concept from two different sources, there's a problem. Someone is mistaken. Someone is mistaken. So the Gemara says, so therefore, why do we record, we'll get into the video, why do we record the opinions, even of the judges who want to exonerate in writing? Because in the event that they find grounds for exoneration, the same grounds from two different psukim, there's something flawed in their logic. Listen to this. If two judges said the same concept, ultimately again, from two different sources. So again, they're saying the same exact thing from two different sources. So it's ultimately again, we only count them as one opinion. After the Kodash, in just a moment, it's 3 lines up before the lines get wide. In more than because what's coming again, espousing the same thing. So therefore, again, if you have two different opinions espousing the same exact opinion, and they're quoting two different psukim, one of them is wrong. Two psukim cannot be saying the same exact thing. Rashi finishes up, the claim along, because you have a concept that two psukim cannot teach the same thing, and one of them is mistaken. So the Gemara says, listen to this. So the Gemara says, so therefore, again, if you have two judges espousing the same opinion, according to different psukim, you count them only as one opinion, because ultimately one of them is mistaken. Achaz divar Elokim Shtayim Zu Shamati Ki Od Melokim. The mother quotes the pasuk from Tehillim. Achaz divar Elokim Shtayim Shamati. This is interesting, right? Shtayim Zu Shamati. One thing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, I heard, but two different things I heard. Ki Od Melokim, strengthens to God. So what does this mean? Listen to this. Mikra Achaz Yot L'Kamatami. One pasuk can be interpreted in multiple ways. So it's right. In other words, just pretty clear, obviously, all of Gemara is based on multiple different interpretations of the same passage. Right? So one passage can be interpreted different ways. But you can't have the same concept coming from multiple psukim. The Torah is like a hammer that strikes against the stone. Just like when you hit a stone against the rock, a hammer against the stone, it's going to shatter into multiple pieces. So too, one pasuk could be interpreted in multiple ways. But again, it's multiple ways. Give an example of one pasuk, of two psukim being interpreted in the same exact way. Rabbi, here's an example of this. Mizbeach Mekadesh Es Haroim. We have a concept that the Mizbeach ultimately sanctifies anything that is fit to come on the Mizbeach. Rabbi said, well, we're going to see what that means is, if you accidentally put something that is puzzle, right, on the Mizbeach, you don't take it down. Right? The Mizbeach essentially is Mekadesh. There's no such thing we're going to see as, again, even saying that should not have been put, like a chasun, like a non-kosher animal, but again, anything that technically speaking could have gone on the Mizbeach, but had some disqualification associated with it, therefore shouldn't have been put there. But if it was put there, it doesn't come down. So when Yeshua Omer, Yeshua says, anything that is fit for the fires, right, but let's say it was disqualified for some reason, but you ended up putting it on his back, you don't take it down. Just like an Ola is fit for the fires, the sacrificial fires, and also Martiri, and even if the Ola for some reason was disqualified, right? The Ola is disqualified, but once you put it on his back, you do not take it down. So if you're anything else that was fit for the sacrificial fire, but for some reason was disqualified, we don't take it down. So the video says, anything fit for the Mizbeach, in Allah lo yorat. ultimately again it went up on the Mizbeach, it did not come down. Shene'emar Shi'ola al-Mukdah al-Mizbeach. Ma'ola Shi'ola al-Mizbeach and also Terei Av Kol Shi'ola al-Mizbeach and Allah Lo Yeh. My Kamakarbu. So I say, what are you telling me? What's being offered on his back that's not supposed to come down? So ahead and you put something that is possible on his back. It should not have been put there. Once you put it there, don't take it down. Don't take it down. So the Gemara says, Mar Ma'aseh Kora, Mar Ma'aseh on his back. So what's interesting enough, Halacha L'Maisa, they're both espousing the same idea from two different psukim. The Gemara says, I v'ha some mitzvah kigi, v'tani seifa ein bein divrei b'gamil divrei b'shua ela hadam aban esachim. But it's not true. They're not saying the same thing. The Gemara says there's a distinction. What's the distinction? Blood and wine. Blood and wine libation. So the Gamil when lo yerdu, when the Gamil says even blood, that was already replaced there, or wine libation, or already replaced, it should not be taken down. But Rishon said Rabbi Yeshua said they should be taken down. So they're not saying the same thing. I'm not about to say it. So what I'm trying to figure out, just trying to find an example of this concept. Right? The Gemara introduced us to this brand new concept, which the truth is we never knew before, which is that if you have two opinions espousing the same concept, but learning it out from two different psukim, then what? Someone's wrong. Someone's wrong. Which of us, by the way, is also a tremendous yesod. That in life, not everyone's right. Not everyone's right. You know, kind of like we live a little bit like, especially societally, with this idea that everyone is entitled to an opinion and everyone is right. Now, the truth is, everyone is entitled to an opinion, of course. But again, not everyone is right. And this is incredibly important to so because if everyone's right, then there's no honest. Some people have to be right, some people have to be wrong. But it's the only way. So where does that concept come from? It comes from the earth. You have two people saying the same thing from two different sources. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. It can't be that the Torah is saying the same thing in two different contexts. We're trying to figure out an illustration of this. So the Gemara says like this: Ella Amra Papa. Last line. Can you sign? Rabbi Yosef says, "Mitov Shenei Amar." We'll say, "I'm a base." I'm waiting for our break in some. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's good. All right. So it says like this. The Gemara says like this. Ella Amra Papa. Can you sign? Rabbi Yosef Mitov Shenei Amar. Call her the Mizbeach Mikdash. Anything I will say. Now again, once again, we're just talking about invalid sacrificial items. If invalid sacrificial items are put on the Mizbeach Mikdash, ultimately again, it is consecrated. Consecrated. Shomea, I mean, being right, being she'en aloi. So I say, what does that mean? That means items that are fit for the Mizbeach and not fit for the Mizbeach. Yeah, I will say. Now, Rashi points out to us something very interesting. For example, what about Sa'ar and Dvash? Right? Honey and leaven. Now, in general, again, those items are never offered up on the Mizbeach. I would have thought that even if you accidentally put those items on the Mizbeach, you don't have to take it down. Talmud Lomar Kvasim. Therefore, the pasuk says, "Sheep, Mar Kvasim Ru'in Af Kol Roi." So it's very important. So, in other words, there's a principle, and this principle says that if you put something on the Mizbeach that should not have been put there, what does that mean? You have a blemished animal, right? Or for example, sacrificial meat that something happened with it. You shouldn't put it on the Mizbeach. But you don't take it down. But that's only something that was technically fit for the Mizbeach. If you put something that was never fit, invalid, for example, honey. Let's say there's no honey that is on a part of any carbon of any sacrificial rite. So if you accidentally put honey on the Mizbeach, that automatically comes down. But here the Kiva says, Ola. You learn Ola. So just like Ola, is fit for the Mizbeach. So she will say anything that is technically fit for the Mizbeach, for some reason, if you went ahead and you put it on, you don't take it off. So you want to be Kavayu, my Karmanatu, and both of these opinions, what are they excluding? So the Gemara says, they're going ahead and exclude Vasim, Umar Maitram Ola. One is learning that from Kvasim, one is learning from Ola. So also here's the example. Two opinions learning the same concept from two different psukim, from two different parts of the same pasuk, two different psukim. So the one says, two psukim, in this case, two different psukim. Ola sal psula ikadenai. No, there's an afkamina. What's an afkamina? Let's say if you accidentally put an invalid bird offering on the mizbeach. So the one says, man the ma'aseh mikvasim. So the one who learns out from kvasim in aval ola sal flow. It's only things like kvasim, actual animal sacrifices, that if you put an invalid on the mizbeach, don't take it down. But if you put an invalid oath on that mizbeach, then what? Take it down. And the one who said ola, even ola sa'of, if you accidentally put an invalid ola over the mizbeach, don't take it down. So we'll say, so once again, you're not really saying the same thing. Rashi says as follows: Dam yikashev leishamu dam shafa l'rabos es hazorek divrei Rabbi Yishmael. So let's listen to this. So totally different discussion. Not discussion, different example. This is talking about what's over here of shchutei chutz. So what shchutei chutz? The halacha is you are not allowed to offer a korban outside of the Beis Hamikdash. And if you do, that's called shchutei chutz. That's called offering something outside of the korban Beis Hamikdash. It's liable to death. Liable to death. Listen to this. So dam yikashev leishamu is literally again capital liability for a person who does this. Dam shafach. So it's a l'rabos es hazorek. This comes to include not only someone who offers a korban, but even someone who does zrika, right? The offering of the sacrifice, sprinkling of sacrificial blood. Rabbi Shmuel. And the Kiva says, "O zebach." What does it mean, "O zebach"? The Rabbi says, "Azorek." It also comes to include someone who sprinkles blood. So let's see here. What are they doing? What's happening over here? Two opinions saying the same thing from two different sources. My kamarabu, what are they both coming to include in the category of shchutei chutz? So zrika, mar ma'aseh dami kashem, umar ma'aseh o zebach. So we'll say, so again, it's halacha l'maaseh. Again, this is an example of two opinions learning the same thing from two different places. So but Rabbi Yavo said, go, not me, shachad v'zarach, if you did shchita and zrika outside. So let's move. Rabbi Yishmael and Rechayv ala achas. This is going to be Yishmael and Rechayv. So it's interesting. Let's say a person did shchita and zrika on a korban outside of the Beis Hamikdash. So this is a friend of Yishmael and Rechayv once. I've heard Rabbi Akiva, Chayiv Shtayim. So you see, they're not saying the same thing. It's Rabbi Akiva, Nami and Rechayv ala achas. No, according to Rabbi Akiva, also Rechayv once. So I'm across, Sham Ta'ala ola secha. The Sham Ta'ala, Avinu Rachmana L'Kulu Asiyah. So most of the Torah includes essentially kind of lumps all sacrificial activity that happens outside of the Beis Hamikdash into one category. And therefore, Allah Almighty is going to use people. What it means that if you were to shecht and do zrika outside of the Beis Hamikdash, one would be chayiv only once for that. So let's say, so Allah Almighty, what comes out of here is as follows. First of all, there's this interesting concept. That again, if you have two opinions, learning the same concept and two different psukim, someone is wrong. And both sides. So again, why is this important for us? Because in a Beis Din, if you have two dayanim offering an opinion, right? They're both offering, but this is true whether they're both implicating or exonerating, and they're both espousing an opinion, and they're basing the same exact concept on two different psukim. The halacha is you only count it as one opinion. Someone is wrong in their analysis, and therefore again, you don't know who's going to study, but they are only counted collectively, ultimately as one opinion. Incredible. All right, let's go back to what's a lot to do. Second one line. So Dine Mamaris Tanamayom. So now we're going to get into more logistics. So what's halacha? So Dine Mamaris, you could go ahead, you could adjudicate a case by day, and you could even go ahead and finish it at night. Dine Nefarshos are judged by day, and they have to be finished by day. Right? You cannot conclude a capital case at night. Okay, fine. We'll say further on again the next piece was you can go ahead and adjudicate and conclude a case that same day, but the Nefashos, You can't complete the case, can't go to the verdict until the next morning. So that's analyzed. Said the Gemara. So Dina Mamas done by Yom. So we're going to from where do you know that Dina Mamas is adjudicated by day? I'm going to see else. And then also, by the way, it's adjudicated by day and can be finished that same day as well. I'm going to keep up the Shakla and the police. I'm sorry. It can be adjudicated by day. You can even deliver the verdict at night. At night. He's doing it. It's a monetary law adjudicated by day and can finish it right tonight. Now, just to be clear, that's doing that. But I said, my mind is really like this, that you can even conclude at night. I'm going to say about Papa Damatra, the Shakla Ta'am, the police. The Prophet says you should judge the people at all times. At all times. So you see from here that you can even conclude a judgment at night. If that's the case, then why can't you even begin a court proceeding at night? By beginning that night, the Rabbi Rami said, the Rabbi went ahead. In contrast of speaking, like Rabbi Rami said, the Shakla Sa'am B'Kolei, supposed to be you shall judge the people at all times, which sounds like what? You should even be able to begin a court proceeding at night. When the Pasuk says, V'haya b'yom hanchilo as barav. There was an inheritance law. The Pasuk says that it will be on the day that he bequeaths to his son. What is it saying? Which sounds like what now? Bequeathing his son. In some sense, this is a state law. So a state law is going to be done when by day. So what's going on over here? So all this is monetary law. So can monetary law be done at night or not? Here we go. Yom L'Tchilas Day. So what you learn is a case can only be initiated by day, but the later would be marketed. So that's how you reconcile the two psukim. So you only initiate a court proceeding by day, but you are allowed to complete it and finish it even at night. So if you want to not be single or and Mishnah is not perfected there right now. We signed the higher there, where Meir said, we signed the higher there, Omer, not Hamad Omar, PNES Koyed, the Kol Nega. So the Pasuk says, based on the Bezdin, right, based on the Bezdin, will be adjudicated any Rid and any Nega. And we'll say now, what does Nega refer to? The Pashtus Nega refers to Saras. So you know, the Chima in reading based on the goal. We'll say reading refers to just conflicts, right? Based on without conflicts. So why even the God? Why is Saras brought up over here in the context of reading? And we're not just reading in the God. Right? So it's coming to compare, right? Conflict resolution, let's call conflicts. To the God. We'll say just like Saras, right? Saras can only be examined, can only be seen by the Torah, by day, to sit, or be young also, even by also for again the adjudication of court cases of conflicts can only be done by day. The non-gun shall be sued eventually, and just as I was like, again, you cannot deal, like a person who is blind cannot rule on we're going to say the Omara any Akoin after reading Shalom the Sunnah. I will say this is fascinating. Halakha L'Mansa, judges can't be blind. Isn't that fascinating, right? You cannot have a blind judge. Now this is based on a comparison between reading, adjudication of cases, and the Goyim, Saras. Obviously the coin needs to have sight. So just like the coin has to have sight, the judges have to have sight as well. So it's like, which by the way, it's fascinating. You say to yourself, why? Like, it's just the information. So because it means in judgment, seeing the way people act, seeing the way people present, seeing the way people, react to information being said for them, against them, is incredibly important in the process as well. So the Gemara says, well, that thing, so much of the reading. Not reading shall be called. Not reading shall be done. Furthermore, again, you also compare we've gotten to reading. Just like the adjudication of cases, you can't have judges who are relatives. After the gun shall be called. It's interesting. So apparently by Tzaras, we can't go to a Kohen who is related to you. Which also makes sense if that's the case, Ima reading the Shosha after them, the Shosha. But then you should say, just like the basic reading has to be comprised of three people. So the Tzaras also has to be seen by three people. So it's like Mamodo Shosha, group of Kohen. If certain cases have to be adjudicated by a Beis Din Rafui, certain cases involving your physical body should require a Beis Din Rafui. Talmud Behuba El Arna Kohen or Achabibana. Halamanachar Shafilu Kohen Echad Rosh Hanazar. So that's where the comparison stops, because by the Don by Sarah is quite explicit. The Torah says you shall be brought to Arna Kohen, which indicates to us you need a Kohen, and how many of them do you need? Only one in order to rule out Sarah's case. It's incredible. So let's tell the story. How is Samuel about it? You say Rabbi Yochanan, there was a blind man who lived in Rabbi Yochanan's neighborhood. The Habit Gary, Rabbi Yochanan, and he adjudicated cases. He acted as a judge. And Rabbi Yochanan never said anything. We just said before that a blind person can't go to the judge. So he wanted to help you out. He told Rabbi Yochanan, Halacha Kistam Mishnah. Okay, Rabbi Yochanan said, Halacha is like a Kistam Mishnah. And what did he say tonight? Kalakasha Magin, Kasha Lahari. Whoever is fit to give judgment is fit to give testimony. Yeah, by the way, so this works in one direction. Whoever is fit to be judged is always fit to be a witness. But whoever is fit to be a witness is not necessarily always fit to be a judge. So the idea was what you just said before, that Allah a blind person can't be a judge. So how is Rabbi Yochanan allowing these guys to operate in this vehicle without saying anything? The Rabbi Yochanan says, so it's interesting that Rabbi Yochanan himself said, this comes to include even someone who's blind in one eye. That even someone who's blind in one eye is not allowed to be a judge. So you're right, Rabbi Yochanan is not in Siyashto. Rabbi Yochanan has another stand Mishnah, or there is stand Mishnah. And what you're doing, I'm going to done by Yom Gadol, by law, monetary law, you can begin the case by day and finish it at night. So the Gemara says, you can finish done it by Yom Gadol and by light, you can finish it at night. So it's interesting enough. So it's enough what you have to do is stop over here. No, let's go. So let's say ultimately then why this is Stam Mishnah, why is this one stronger than the other one? So let's say so first of all, again, this second stand is stated more as in the Rabbi. Ultimately, again, furthermore, again, this second stand Mishnah is halacha l'maisa quoted in the context of other court-related laws. So because of that, let's say if you take a look at Rashi says there is stomach so let's say, so now how does this second stand with this? How does this second brisa support blind judges? Because let's say the assumption is like this. If you can adjudicate or conclude a case at night everyone is considered to be vision impaired. So since you're allowed to deliver a verdict at night, therefore what? Therefore, Rabbi Yochanan charges that even a blind judge is fit to adjudicate the case. So stop over there. Again, we'll get resolution on that, because that's actually quite fascinating. We'll get resolution on that tomorrow. Let's say tremendous stuff.
I will talk to you about watching
you have a great day, everyone.
I will talk to you about
good to see everyone.
on Instagram.
I'm
going to ask you about the outfits and how that changes the fact that people want to watch more of your stuff without even hearing you because of what you look like. If that's the motivation, or if he's just loves dressing like this. I don't know. I love it, dude. I love the green, the blue, or the green pink. It's amazing.
All right, Jemosai, good morning. Good morning. It is a great space for Shantil to continue the second Sanhedrin. So we begin by thanking all of our sponsors for this one. To thank our Talmud Torah sponsors for Safshi Pehei 5785, the Tilson Mishpacha, for dedicating all the Sherman Zashos this year as a Zichus for Besoros Tavos for Am Yisrael. Talmud Torah sponsors for the month of Tevis Habalin and Tova. The Helm Mishpacha memory of Amit Ben David Ladies from the Bracha, brother of Itai Rebbe, who was killed fighting in Gaza on the first night of Chanukah. We hope that in the merit of our Talmud Torah, his precious Neshama will have an aliyah and the family in Chama. And we thank our Dati sponsors for today. Michael and Rachel Turniansky, in honor of the birth of their grandson, Mazel Tov, born to Yitzi and Jenny Turniansky, Mazel Tov, Michael, Gadsum Shizoka, Lachmisa, Mavisa, Shamavino, Kizmano, and Galu Torah, the Chopa, and the Maisim. First of all, we dedicate our learning in this course of three precious hostages returned to Cloud Israel yesterday. Sure, we all saw the video clips, which were just so amazing. It's so overwhelming. It's so beautiful. But it reminds us that there's still so much more that has to happen. We have to redouble our efforts, go a little harder, dabble a little harder, do a little bit more chesed. a little more stuck, whatever we can do. And Rabbi, what yesterday showed us is that it is possible. It is possible to say that there's going to be a happy ending to the story. I always speak about this. And just for a moment, in Yiddishkeit, Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, in Pastor Bracha, writes that Judaism, in the world of literature, says that there's two different types of stories. There's more than two, but he explains two. There's mythology and there are fairy tales. So in mythology, if you ever read Greek mythology, which I happen to like when I was growing up, so the stories are all very strange. You have the gods who are very human-like, and the gods are always trying to foil the actions and plans of man. And then you have fairy tales. And what happens in fairy tales? Every fairy tale always ends in the same way. And that's how. And everyone lived happy. so many projects, so two online events and also offline events have helped so many projects to achieve their goals. So I'm open to collaboration. If you want us to collaborate, you can with me, and I will surely do that. Thank you. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, bro. I want to see. Why did you invest in crypto and what are you doing? Why are you interested in this? I am a statistician by profession, and I'm also into other tech stuff. I'm a data analyst. I'm a software tester, and I do other things also. But I love crypto. I love the space. I love the activities of the space. I love how we connect here. It's so different to how you guys connect. So that's what is keeping me here. I'm loving it. Thank you. That is amazing, man. All right, well, stay up, keep on doing what has to be done. Hold on, give me a sec. Alright, cool. Sorry guys, just had sex on real quick. Yeah, that's awesome. Keep on doing what has to be done once again, like I already said. So, we're gonna start rotating more speakers per journal. I haven't got to you yet, so how are you doing? Also, everybody before journal comes up and speaks, and everybody go to my space tweet, drop a like, retweet. Obviously, we've lost the badge, but it's the multi-million OX show. Guys, we need to actually get those back in. So please go to that space tweet, drop a like, retweet. Also, go to my pin tweet this afternoon. And everybody go to retweet. Drop a like. John, what's good? What's good, guys? What's good to you? What's good? What's good? What's good? I'm chilling today. How about you? Yeah, chilling. So just got back from school. Amazing, bro. Fire. I mean, bro, what you doing? You hit the show, bro. Why did you? I'm sorry. My busy boy, I'm here to chill with you guys. You hit the show, bro.
You're terrible.
Alright, thank you very much, man. Honestly, just chill, man. Make sure you're going to your channel. And let's get to it. Let's move on. Also, guys, when you request to speak up as a speaker, I don't want to see any delays. I don't want to see you guys going silent, I'm just here to chill. Or do you not waste my time? If you guys are coming up, if I'm letting you speak, I need to hear the real shit. I don't want to be hearing you guys waffling on about something stupid. You need to come up here, you speak about your project, and you stay locked in. Honestly, I feel like so many people they're scared to say this when they're hosting spaces, but I'm not scared to say this. I want to see real fucking grinders. If you're a real grinder, you'll come up in my space, you'll speak to me, and you get straight to the point. You'll say, this is my project, this is people going on, thank you very much, have a good day. I don't want to see no one come up here and being like, yeah, we're just here to chill. Like, any answer, I want to see this fine, guys, do your thing. However you want to go. Honestly, that doesn't show me, it doesn't show me step as you can always say they're ready to grind. But yeah, anyway. Is that cryptocurrency with me or cryptocurrency? Hello, dude. I am good. How are you? I hope you are doing good, guys. So I show up every day, and today I finally got a chance to speak in your space. I can feel the pressure on you, like to get hundreds of right away. So I try always best to engage with you. The more important thing is that I always try to be the first person to engage with the big steppers post because there are too much parts of being early on the big steppers post. It includes the trailers of engagement and new production. So everyone who is listening to me, I am giving you guys a real alpha. The alpha is that follow all the members of big steppers. And if you are not turning the notification on, then like you are wasting this. So this is as mandatory to follow all big steppers accounts, and the most important is to turn the notification on so that whenever you will be scrolling on X, all of a sudden you will get a notification that's called posted this, and the posted this, Scooby posted this, and then you will click on that notification, and you will be the first person to jump on that post, and you will be the first person to engage with this post. And what you will get thousands of impressions, hundreds of followers, and tens of new connections. So this is a very kind of shortcut on action that you guys should follow. So this was really helpful on my side. And now I am here to share myself. I am Haris, and
Inspire is a platform just like an X, but it is only dedicated for the networking teams, where the content creators share their cutting strategies, choices, leading and making content related to the crypto. So at the end of every year, my next award is top of the creator based upon voting with an award that is known as Creator of the Year award. So I got that award in 2024 and I moved to X like 2 months ago, and from the last 2 months I am grinding hard as much as I can. I am logged in. I am giving like 14 to 16 hours on X daily, and that is the reason that I am giving like 800 to 900 replies. So if anyone is listening to me, first of all, go follow our boy George, go follow all the next step of join the Discord, and then you can follow me. And what will happen if you will follow me, I will instantly follow back. First thing. Second thing is that I will, whenever I will see your post, I will match you get with that post, not with just good morning and good evening kind of thing, but with some valuable reply, valuable comment, and more if you will visit my timeline in just 2 minutes, you will get to know about what I am doing. So I am mostly focusing on crypto, like news, analysis, insights, and education. So this is from my side. Once again, thank you George so much for giving me a chance to speak, and I am honored to be like third speaker of this space. So I hope that this space will be better and best for the rest of the space. Thank you so much. Amazing, bro. Honestly, bro, this is why when I hear people come up straight away and fucking get to the point, bro, Harris, you just did that. Amazing, man. Stay locked in. Keep doing what you are doing. Bro, I see you show every single day. People like you have to be blessed. People like you have to stay locked in. Because honestly, with this mindset, with what you've got going on already, you can go on your way, man. Let's keep moving. Let's keep getting through these speakers and hearing what people have to say. So I really want to buy this project today. I want to do some massive giveaways. But guys, what I want to see you doing most of all is go to my space to drop a like, drop a reply, drop a retweet. Guys, I'm getting so sick and tired of seeing people just chilling in the space and not being active. Reply, guys. Remember when I say like reply, retweet to the space tweet, it doesn't mean reply once. It means spam those replies, max engage. I want to see you genuinely active, guys. Let's fucking see it. So go to my space tweet, drop a like, drop a reply, drop a retweet. I see so many people in the space right now that aren't spamming those replies. If you want to actually win the giveaways, if you want to actually gain those thousands of followers, then you really have to go to my space tweet. You have to drop a like, you have to drop a reply, you have to drop a retweet. That's only if you want to win. If you are a loser, then you won't do it. If you are a winner, then you won't fucking do it. Make sure you are tried. Make sure you're always logged in. Also, go to my pin tweet up in the drop a like, drop a reply, drop a retweet. I want to see you guys not fucking engaging. But let's stop speaking about max engagement for now. Let's move things forward. Still speakers need what everybody has to say. And the outcome, I just let you up. EA, I just let you up. Rosie. Big Fizz, I just let you up. Also, I'm going to be shouting out people who are max engaging right now. Also, I'm going to be doing this after every 2 speakers rotate. So if you want to get a shout out and follow over 400 active listeners in today's space, if you really want to be getting those shout outs, then what you have to do is go to the space tweet, drop a like, drop a reply. You have to be spamming those replies and you have to like. Liking is key. If you don't like and retweet, then it means you're a fucking loser. So spam those replies, and I'm about to give out shout outs. So give you guys a couple of seconds to quickly spam those replies, spam those likes, spam those retweets. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds. We're going to be shouting out people, and we're tapping on recent, by the way. So we're not tapping on people who, replied half an hour ago. No, we're doing recent, we're doing right now. So let's get to it. Alright, we've got DeFi Left, Paolo, Deberry, Scorpio, Sermon, End of Pump Fun, GXTTI, Paolo once again, XX, Salvo. These are the people that I see max engaging. Remember, guys, any companies in here, you should be hitting up these reply guys that I'm shouting out right now. And reply guys, you should be max engaging, liking, retweeting right now. Otherwise, the companies will not be around. You're fake. And if you want to be shown as real, if you want to be shown as a fucking chat, you have to be max engaging. You can't then tweet up on the channel much fun. I don't know speech to. But, end of fun. How are you doing? What's good? Doing amazing. So honestly, just keeping up the grind. Even if we're bad, even if we've been having some troubles with the companies we've been working with, we're still showing up the grind. That's right. I don't want to take up anyone here studying too much, but I hopped in your space like about a month ago and talked about this project briefly, kind of in the early
sucks. Project sucks. Don't worry about it.
Or anything else. And the way I see
It'll be
it, the
great.
market cap.
It'll be great.
What we've been building, man, I mean, working on an NFT collection. We're trying to find ways to utilize it, like possibly in a game. We're working on some physical merch, and but the movement still stays strong. You know, if you're tired of fun, and the way how it's 90% rug pulls, and it's almost like a casino these days. This is what this project's about, man. I've been rug pulled personally quite a few times, and I decided, you know what, it can be done. There can be a token launched on Pump that can be a true community-based token. So that's what we're trying to do here, man. Still, even though we're low on market cap, we the people that are in the project believe in the project, and we're just still trying to push it nonetheless. I said from the beginning that this is a passion project, and I'm serious about this, and I don't plan on letting it go. So I just appreciate the support. I try to be transparent with everyone, and I want to thank you for letting me get up here, man. Like I said, I was in your space like a month ago, but I'm glad to be back up here again, man. Just want to hit a quick chill there.
Yeah, we heard the projects. But it'll be cool in the future.
I got that, but yeah, man. I mean, if anyone wants to just check out my project, check out this thing we're building, man. I mean, seriously, I've been in crypto for a good bit, and I like Pump Fund when it first came out, but I just feel like it's just been a wild west of people just rug pulling people. So the whole idea is that, you know, if you want to stand against that, focus on community first, and truly build something. I mean, we're super Saturday night, in celebration of the Dodgers' back-to-back World Series championship title. And now you can't receive it because in a stadium, you can bet that is going to be replaced by a single pool of fans downtown LA today for this victory parade. Don't see that scene yet, but it is more than a trickle already 4 hours before this parade begins. We're starting to see fans with their colors and their chairs and definitely the Dodger blue making their way all back to help. This parade starts at 11. We're finishing up about 45 minutes to an hour later on Figueroa Street. We'll have this covered all morning long, reporting live from downtown LA on KMI News. I think I'm going to be talking with him throughout the day. LAPD Chief Jim McDonald says he's ready. Our officers will be focused on road safety, traffic control, and ensuring that everyone can enjoy the day without incident. We ask fans to come out, cheer, and celebrate responsibly. More than 200,000 fans are expected to line the parade route. Blake Kershaw ended his legendary 10-year career with the Dodgers in sparkling fashion, winning the World Series without even realizing it at first. The three-time Cy Young was warming up for opener Game 7 when the double play sealed LA's 5-4 win over Toronto. AM 570 LA Sports reporter David Bassett was in the clubhouse after the big win and says Kershaw got emotional with the team. Kershaw got it down at like the even though your names are so cool and I love them, it's so hard for us to pronounce it. Like when he's showing out people, when his name is world, honestly, that is a fire name. I love it, but it's just hard to pronounce it. I feel I'm gonna pronounce it. But yeah, what happened? Thank you. Listen, I kind of actually like achievable. It's next. We have deep high lift. Oh yeah, the one that I can't pronounce is Aladejo Mayola. That one's kind of difficult. If you like his name, don't like his name. It's just going to be hard for us to show. Yes, and let's go. Let's see. We're actually pretty close to get. We have creating Melly, the producer. He's Steve, and the name of Moyola. And Black Dude. Let's go. And let's go. Let's go. I just go for some fucking water. So, sip some more. So dry as fuck, bro. Honestly, I just drank to the water, so I put that in and say, alright, man, it's so good. Alright, well, guys, I see so many people not engaging in this space, but I'm going to just shouting out people. So, guys, I just see those people. Not getting those shouts. If you want to win that money, if you want to gain thousands of followers, you have to go to this space. You have to put a like, a reply, and a retweet. I need to see everybody do that right now. After the next 2 people, we are going to be engaging. Also, go up to the Jumbotron. I did a tweet out that I posted an hour ago, and it didn't do very well because I was seeing like basically when I posted it, I was going to that. I just wanted to put people out tweet. So please, let's push out as much as I can in this space right now. So just that tweet, drop it out. Drop the right tweet. I want to hear what some of those people have to say. Remember, guys, you have to be signed to speak. Get straight to the point. Stay fucking locked in. Exactly as it's good. Alright. I love you. Well, you got Dave, UD, and Echo. Guys, that's strange. That's no way. Lovely cat. How are you doing? What's good? How you doing? What's on you? Amazing, bro. I want to see you. Alright. I'll just show the things I do, and I'm actually a digital designer. I'm making dope-ass videos, AI/not AI, everything together. So if you're having a project and you want to get as many people as possible to notice it, just hit me up, follow me. I studied in animation, videos, design, so I can cook up a really nice video for you. Which will definitely stand out. I have a crazy imagination, so everything will definitely be really amazing. if you just grind. So if you have a project running, just hit me up. I can give you some samples. I can give you a test, so you'll be convinced anyway. So yeah, that's it actually. Let's keep on connecting and hit the like and follow. Yeah, actually, that's where yesterday it's just late. Do you mind if I post it on the top for like a minute so you guys can actually see? No. I started first off with 2D animations and 2D art, like hand drawn on paper, scanning them and vectorizing them later through Adobe Illustrator. Furthermore, of course, when the technology grows, you have to grow with it. So you can't exclude AI anymore because it makes the work much easier. But I don't really rely only on AI because it's so effortless. It takes all the creativity away from people. So I gotta try to work together with it. So you make characters yourself, you make everything yourself, and just make it animated through AI because it's easier and saves some time. So the hardest part I just try to replace with AI, but because animation is really expensive. If I don't know if you guys know, but if you make a 2D animation, it takes up to 30 drawings per second. So which is really a time, like say, you need to have a lot of time for it. So that's why it's so difficult and expensive. Furthermore, I create a stylized art. Like vectorized art, make some comics. I made some manga before. I made some videos with trailers, AI trailers. So actually a whole package of creativity inside. So audio, video, and artworks. Stay tuned for this thing. Thanks. I appreciate you once again for talking up on the stage. I hope you have an amazing day. You too. You too. Thank you for my time. Bye bye. Anytime, brother. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. Doing some art, doing some make sure you go to the description. Guys, without further ado, you can off to the next speaker. I keep the shout outs to the members of the Chicago 33, which is shout outs to people who are massive agent. So guys, if you haven't already, so just basically like, as we go through the live and the retweets tree, I need you guys to sound those guys if you reply, I will keep you fucking replying if you can actually engage those followers, be one of those giveaways without the money, and also be the only shout outs in front of these people up in the space. Can you please go to the space to really What's up, bro? What's up? What's the vibe? Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for inviting me and bringing me up to speak. Yeah, so I'm a moderator, community manager, and also a DeFi and creator of London. So I've been in the space since 2020 and been involved with a couple of big projects on the Solana chain, and I've been active right here and also a reply guy. So I like interacting, connecting with new people, engaging with them. I mean, I believe that's why Web3 is built for. So yeah, I'm here to almost 1,000 followers right now. So I appreciate
Hello, amigo. I'm being honest. Nero, Lee, and Jumbo. Let's go and let's go and tag about 2 to 3 of your friends to get them on the space. Come on, let's go. Amazing and fun. Yes, like 2 to 3 of your friends to get them into the space. But 32 if you know, you need to hold up. I think it's important to be like breaks within. Like, what does it mean? Does it mean that people will see you as a rip or like, what's the vibe of that? Why should people be doing it? See you as a robot. People actually see that you're actually a human being and you're getting the space out there to get your friends in here so we can all grow together. Also, actually, max engage and show people that you are a real embarrassment. Come on. You need to show people and projects that you're real person. When projects are looking at the space, they go like, okay, everyone's active, everyone's live right now. I need to see who's actually real. I need to see the reply. I need to see the people reading. I need to see the people liking. Guys, when you do that, projects actually see that you're a real human fucking being. And if you don't want to be seen as a rebel, you want to be seen as a real Chad, then you already know what to do. You have to go to that space week for replies or for retweet. I need to see everybody spamming those replies, spamming those retweets, but liking, retweeting, and sharing this up to your friends is the best way to be pushing this space now, as well as replying. But I'm about to follow a tweet real quick. Oh my days, that voice crack was crazy, but yeah, I'm about to follow a tweet real quick. I reckon, what should we do, guys? What should we do? Alright, we're gonna let them do this. Should I put out a photo tweet of like, a pain that we will feel in crypto of getting robbed, or should I just give away to just $50 for a dollar? Giveaway tweet. Alright. You know what? Okay, looks like we're gonna be doing a giveaway tweet. But I reckon we're gonna be doing that near to the end of the space because we wanna let more people join up and more people pop up. But I reckon we can also see the giveaway more. But bro, you think it's fucking amazing. But for now, we're gonna put up a runner-up tweet and let's get to it. But let me rotate the speakers around real quick. Guys, by the way, if I have to take you down from this position, I'm sorry. It's nothing on you. I promise. Literally, only since we have to create more space, obviously. Like, telling me that, you guys are going to be staying up here for the entire space. Like, bro, that's not what happens. We have to rotate the speakers around fully. And this gives you enough time to be able to say what's in. Alright, I took down all the speakers, and now we are going to get I got so many fucking speakers. God damn. Well, the punks, I let you out. What the hell are you rocking us right now? Yo, I'm the punk, but I can't hear you. I don't even see him. You don't see him? Oh, crazy. Alright. Dude, Dino, let me add him as a speaker. I don't know what happened. It's glitching out. Alright, whatever. Looks like we moved to a different speaker then. And Asset, how are you doing?
Hey, you, everyone. How's it going?
It's going amazing, brother. How about you?
Yeah, it's going well here as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I mean, you're in the show, obviously, or just a joke. So what's the vibe that's there?
Yeah, I'm just going to the TL, the client, making new connections, and looking for the next big thing, looking for alpha. So yeah, after your space, I believe I'm going to get from here as well. Oh yeah, let's get it.
Let's fucking get it, bro. I want to see that supposed to be about the energy, the vibes. But may I ask, how long have you been in crypto for?
Yeah, I've been in crypto for about 2 years now. You have been already years? Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you said about 2 years.
Yes, about 2 years. I joined December 2020.
Okay. It's been 2 years. Great. So it's able to appreciate it.
That's the good one.
Alright, well, Rabbi, ROTHSCHILD, I see you have your hands on.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity to be here, Joel. Thank you for all you do. 32 Dream. I want everybody to know, first and foremost, join the Big Steppers Discord. That's where it's at. That's where you can see me live shilling this right now. That's how I found out that Joel was hosting this space, because he put a tweet in there. Make sure that you are in there. That's some alpha. Some other alpha, if you haven't had the opportunity, check out spacesdashboard.com. It's much better than Twitter, being able to view all the current spaces that are going on. You'll see how you can filter. It's amazing. All right, here's something about me. I'm Rabbi Rothschild. I stream my life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for world peace. I've been doing so for more than 4 years. This is the biggest event in global history. This is essentially a timeline or a time capsule of human development. This is a real-life Truman Show. My streams go back to the pandemic. We've seen the death of a queen, the birth of AI, the coronation of a king, and everything in between. If you didn't know that data was Earth's #1 resource, you do now. In 2018, data overtook petroleum as the top resource on Earth, and I have more data archived on the internet than any person ever, which may make me an influential person someday. And if and when that happens, I want to make every single person in here financially independent if you're not already. I want to make sure that your friends and family have generational wealth if they don't already. I want to make sure that we have the opportunity for you to be able to start charities and philanthropic organizations of your own. You should know I talk about things to help the world, like ending world hunger through the use of technology such as oxygen, such as agricultural drones, floating greenhouses, saltwater greenhouses, things like hydroponics, vertical farming, cloud seeding. I'm here to help end world thirst. I'm sponsored by a cryptocurrency that's worth about $100 million. And one of the things that we do is we build wells in developing nations like Nigeria for the less fortunate. If you weren't aware, that's a big plan. Another big plan are life straws, and most importantly, desalination. Thank you so much, Joel, for the opportunity to show.
I want to see people like my man, Rabbi. It's amazing because some people just come up here, they say GM, and bro, that 40 seconds is already gone. But bro, he literally told us his whole project, what he is doing when it comes to crypto within followers on your account. I love sharing spaces for it, bro. Yeah, don't forget sugar, bro. You love the right sound. Yeah, how fast, like, I just want to break the previous speakers recording, like, it was fast, like, it was 4x, bro. Like, I just have to do it faster, you know. So, yeah, guys, shout to everybody here, and also, I'm glad to again. I just showed down 2 gigs with 2 projects that was yesterday, and, you know, we're fucking cooking, bro. Like, we're fucking cooking. Shout to the big steppers for this opportunity, guys. Yeah, but, speaking of flags that are staying locked in, I want to see you did kind of speak very fast there. I need you to chop up with me and with everybody in the space what you're about and see what you're fucking doing. So, man, keep up, keep it coming, brother. Alright, sounds good, sounds good. Let's keep on moving on, let's keep on rotating people around. Also, when it comes to my face up on the Drummatron, I want to see you guys reply only 2 times. Literally, no 4 times, no spam the replies. You only spam the replies on the space with the part 2. When it comes to my tweets, I've been up on the Jumbotron, like the one where I said the real name with a photo. I need to see you guys only replying 2 times max. Because, bro, these tweets, they get pushed out organically. As well as my space being like, all my tweets are organic. But when it comes to you guys, bro, honestly, you're doing amazing. You're staying locked in. But what you guys don't realize is when you look at the replies and they see the same people replying, bro, it's not good. So you guys only reply 2 times, and then everybody else on Twitter, they'll eventually just come in and start fucking max engaging. But guys, spam the replies on my space tweet, which is the purple pill down below. And then spam the replies on the tweets I can up to the Jumbotron, just so you guys know. So if you dream me, still hands up. Let's go. Yes. Let's go walk. It's a slang. Just swag on that. Mostly, he's like, hey, yeah, that's crazy because I've been trying to change the game with the GM thing. Since I post some of the content I was all made, I say, it was happy and pretty beat. It's really, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, guys, we're going. Yeah, but yeah, basically just means yo, what's up? Buddy, if you're gonna come up here, bro, say fucking
Yo, what up, Code Billions? How you living, big dog? Can you hear me, my man? I can hear you, but your microphone's a little muffled. What's going on? Excellent. Now I can hear you. Okay, how's your day going?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Code Billions. I'm going to send you a link to my YouTube channels. When I say that I'm live streaming 24/7, I want people to know what I mean and how many streams I have. So check your Twitter right now. There's a YouTube link there. All you have to do is click that YouTube link, and you're going to see I have more live streams than any person you've ever seen. And I've been live streaming my life 24/7, 365 for 4 years. This is the biggest event in global history. I know you are. I know you are. You're a good man. I'm patient. Take your time. Do you see how many are live? Do you see how many are live? Count them. Okay, that's fine. Do you see how many are live? It's like more than a dozen. Have you ever seen somebody with so many live streams? Have you ever seen someone with so many live streams? There you go. Now imagine, I've been doing that not for a day, not for a week, not for a year, but 4 years. Do you understand this is a big deal? Now I hear myself in the background. Close that live stream so that you can hear me just directly. There you go. Okay, so Code Billions, did you see that I have like 16 live streams going right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't just see one, you saw multiple, right?
I saw multiple.
That's what I like to hear. Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to give you some alpha right now, and the next link I'm going to send you is going to help you when you're trying to find spaces. Okay, so it's called Spaces Dashboard, and it's going to make you a better marketer. So now I want you to go to that website. It's called spacesdashboard.com. I just sent it in Twitter. And you're going to see all the different spaces that are going on in the world right now. And it's a lot more than you're going to be able to see on your phone.
Yeah, compared to
Do you see how many are going on? And it's really nice. It filters for you. So you can just go to cryptocurrency ones, or you can just go to NFT ones, or you can just go to English ones. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you use this?
Oh, I use it every day.
You use it yourself?
Oh, every day, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm asking, did you build the site yourself?
Oh, did I build the site? No. Apologies. No, I did not build the site. It's an excellent site, though. And people don't know about it. Here's what people do. They go to Twitter Spaces on their phone, and they just see there are like, I don't know, 15 different ones from which they can choose. And then they're like, okay, I'll just choose from these 15. But they don't know that there are 300 English ones available to them because the Twitter search feature is terrible. So you see using Spaces Dashboard, there are a lot more options available to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Excellent. All right. So I want you to wrap your head around this. I've been live for multiple streams for multiple years. Nobody does that. Nobody is like, hey, you can watch my live from 3.5 years ago. You can see what I was doing on a given day. Do you understand how big of a deal that is?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Are you a member? I'm pretty sure you are. You're a member of the Big Stepla's Discord, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay, good. Well, I'm live streaming in there as well. So you can see me streaming in that Discord right now. In fact, go to the Big Stepa's Discord if you can. What I want you to do is go to the Big Stepa's Discord, and you're going to see my account in there, and you're going to see me from a different view. And also, there's another account in there that I have that's sharing its screen. And I want you to go to that account that's sharing its screen, and I want you to be able to see what you see, and then come back here. Okay, so go to Big Stepa's right now. Go to the lounge. You're going to see one of my cameras on, and then I also want you to go. There's another account in there that's orange, and I want you to see what it's showing on its screen. Okay, it should be. You'll see it. It should be a bunch of YouTube accounts, and then come back here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're gonna have to do is leave this Discord VC, go to the Big Stepas. I want you to see my other camera in there, and then I want you to see there's another account in there that I have. It's called Big Steppers is the best community, and it's sharing its screen. I want you to look at that and then come back here, okay? I know, but I want you to go in there, go view it yourself. There you go. Yo, I'm gonna be waving at this motherfucker. What up, baby? Yo, I'm waving at you, big man. Yo. Yo, big man. I hope you're doing well. I see you, big dog. Now come back. Come back. Yo, Code Billy, come back to my Discord. There you go. There he is. All right, big dog. Did you see? I'm live in there. Code Billy. Code Billions. Can you hear me? Code Billions. Can you hear me? Code Billions. Can you hear me? All right. Can you hear me? Okay. So did you see what I got going on in the Big Steppers Discord? It's pretty wild, isn't it? Oh, oh no, you're okay. You're not going to be able to send it to that account. I mean, you can. You can send it to me in Twitter.
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
Yes, sir. Oh, you got it, dude. You're smart. Exactly. Exactly. So you see, this is a big deal. Like nobody puts themselves out there that much. All right. So for you, I've checked out your profile. You're a Web3 explorer. You're a trader. You say you're a full stack developer. I don't know if you know what that means. You code?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I do smart contracts and I build web apps.
Okay.
Mobile applications, websites.
Excellent. Do you know Python? Do you know Python?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do you know HTML?
Yeah, definitely. I use those.
Okay. Excellent. Then you are. Okay, cool. Profit mindset, sharing charge projects, and growth plays. Okay. So here's what I can tell you. We've got to get you some more followers. So you want to know some good ways to get more followers? You ready for this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Every night before you go to bed, take your account and put it in one of the Gain Mutuals X Spaces or Follower X Spaces, any of those. The ones that last a long time. They last like 12 hours sometimes or 24 hours sometimes. Just leave your account in there. And when you awake, you'll have a lot of times anywhere between 10 and 30 new followers, okay?
Yeah, wow, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea. I'm full of them, baby. Absolutely. Now you're more talented than a lot of the reply guys who come through. And so you can do a lot, but it's difficult because not everybody needs someone to code for them all the time. So what I suggest you can do to make yourself a an asset to other people is to create memes. The reason why I say when you create memes, people then know you. You become kind of a famous meme creator. And then they get to know your art and your work. Do you create memes ever, Code Billy?
Yeah, I did some for a project. That was 2023.
Okay.
Back then, yeah.
Okay, so
I was paid for it, but I didn't continue because I don't think it could be. And I didn't get an offer because I'm not connected to some kind of.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to get connected without um, you're not going to get connected without people knowing who you are. And you have a small account. Do you ever host spaces?
No, I've done that twice.
Okay, why only twice?
I would just say I'm not consistent.
Exactly. And you know that you could be more consistent. Okay, so here's something I just sent you. Go to the website I just sent you in Twitter, and it's a meme generator. Now, the memes don't have to be really complicated, but here's what you do. And I'm helping people with this who don't currently have jobs, but they want projects to know more about what they do. And that's you. So what you do, and I'll get an example of one of these, a good example of someone. Just one moment. Okay. So what I want you to be aware of is nobody knows who you are right now, but that can change. Go look at the go look at your Twitter DMs. And I had somebody make this earlier today. It's very simple. It says at the top, big steppers, somebody whispering in someone's ear, and then like um, stimulation, a stimulated skin on the second one.
Yeah.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
And it's simple.
So
And
when you do it, they pay you for this or you just do it?
no, I don't do this. Somebody else does it. And then what happens is the people in the Big Steppers community hire you
Okay, to create memes.
to create memes. Yeah, but also to be involved in their project. If they see that you're a creative individual, then they're gonna want you to do more things for them. You could take that Big Steppers meme and put it in the reply of the Big Steppers space, and you'd get maybe 100 responses to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then in the corner, I have this person put their Twitter at, so then they know who made it, and you would do the same thing. Well, here's why. Because if they keep seeing all these really cool memes and they see at Code Billions has made them, somebody's going to come to you and say, hey, dude, I see your memes all the time. You're really creative. We want to bring you into the project and pay you X amount of money per week to be able to be a community leader. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So Code Billions, do you have a link tree?
No, I just have a website.
Okay, that's okay, but it's not good enough. And here's why.
Okay.
It doesn't have all of your different social media on it. So go to the link that I just sent you in Twitter. Now, you see, I have a lot of social media, right?
Yeah.
But if anybody's ever like, hey, Rabbi, where do we follow you? Or how can I find your stuff? I just say, go to my link tree, linktree.com/Rabbi Rothschild. And then you have everything. Then you have my YouTube, then you have my TikTok, then you have my Snapchat, then you have my Twitch, then you have my website. You get everything. You get my Discord, you get everything, right?
Yeah.
So you need to create one of these for yourself. It's free. Do you understand why this is important to have? Sure, absolutely. So that when you're shilling, like you heard me shill, and they were like, wow, that was really good. Because I know my shit and it's right to the point. I don't fuck around with people. Time is money. And you have to be able to deliver your message very quickly. And at the end, you don't want to have to be like, I'm Code Billy on Twitter, but I'm Code Billions3 on YouTube, and I'm Code B on Twitch. You don't want to have to go through all the different usernames that you have. You just want to say, go to linktree.com/Code Billions, and you'll find all my social media. Boom, it's done. Then they know how to find all your stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Exactly. And so what you want to do, okay, so do you see that Big Steppers meme where that girl's whispering in the guy's mouth? And, okay, in the corner, that person put their @ on Twitter. What you would do is put your link tree, linktree.com/Code Billy, or whatever your @ is, or whatever your link tree is. And then people will know you, and they'll be like, oh, I know this guy. He's everywhere. And they can get all your social media. It's an advertisement for you by promoting the project. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Well, that's what you're going to want to do. So right now, nobody is hiring you to be a coder, which I understand. That doesn't mean that they won't hire you in the future. It just means right now. So you've got downtime. Now we also have to teach you how to host spaces. Okay, so it's pretty easy, but there are some ways. I mean, you're in enough of them that you hear really good ones. So these guys who basically say, all right, you have 1 minute to tell me what you've got. If we think it's interesting, we'll continue to talk with you. If not, move on to the next person. That's what people want. You don't want to waste people's time. So here's what I find happens too much. You get somebody who's like, okay, we've got the next speaker who comes up, and they're like, GM host, GM co-host, GM co-host, GM audience, GM to the speaker 1, GM to speaker 2, GM to speaker 3, GM to speaker 4, GM to speaker 5, GM to speaker 6, GM to speaker 7. How are you all today? And they're like, we're fine. Okay, do you see how that's just wasted time? It doesn't help anybody. Code Billions. Do you see how that's just wasted time? Now, I'm not saying it's not okay to say GM to people, but you can type that. When you have the floor, you want to get to the point because you have limited time. So if anything, you can just say, I want to thank the host for having me, GM to everybody. My name's Code Billy. I'm different than any other person you're going to find on Twitter because I'm a full stack developer. I'm a Web3 explorer. I'm a trader. I have a website. I want you to know that I'm here to help you with your project. I'm more than a reply guy. I am a full stack developer, and not everybody's going to be able to give you that. I can make memes for you. I can host spaces for you. I can build a website for you. I can do anything that you need. If you want to get a hold of me, I'm available at linktree.com/Code Billy, or you could go to my website, codebillions.com, or whatever it is. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Do you see? That tells people everything that you need. Instead of GM. Not saying that that's not cool in some spaces, but these chill and chill spaces, they want to get through as many people as possible. Make sense? Yes? No?
I said yes. It makes sense.
Apologies, Code Billy, I didn't hear you. Okay, excellent. So yes, so you've got to get your it's called an elevator speech in business, but whatever, your shill, down really well. It's got to be really tight. So right now, I want you to tell me. We're gonna pretend. We're gonna role play. I'm gonna be a host of a space, and I'm gonna call you up like you're a speaker, and I want you to tell me about what you do, what your projects are, what success you've had, and you have 40 seconds. Okay, so I want you to let me know when you're gonna be ready. Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, just one moment. I'm getting the timer. Now you're gonna have 40 seconds. In three, two, one, go.
Yeah, Jim, I'm with billions. I'm not an reply guy. I can help you out with your project. I'm a full stack developer. I'm also a electric explorer, and I can do a lot for your project. You can reach me out on billions on every platform. Yeah, my website is on my profile. You can hit me up from there. Thank you.
That's really good. It's really that's really good. It's straight. It's to the point. You don't waste people's time, and we're going to improve on that. But basically, that's what you want to do, and you want to be able to rehearse that. And um, but good. That's not you're not wasting people's time. You're listening. You're a good listener, Code Billions, and so that's really good. Other things that you can say because you took up 27 seconds, which is you've got a little bit of time. You can say, I'm a full stack developer. I know Python. I know HTML. I know C plus. I know C sharp. I know C. I know Ruby on Rails. I know Ruby. I can do everything that you need. I want you to also know that I can create memes, I can host space, all the things that you do. But you did a really good job of that, and most people don't get it as quickly. So you basically want people to know that you're different than all the other guys out there. But in the meantime, when nobody's hiring you, what do? You create memes, and you put your link tree in the corner so that people remember you and they can get a hold of you. They can send you a DM and say, hey, I saw this really great meme that you made. It's really funny. It's free advertising for you. You understand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So that's what you can do. You're in with the right group of people, though. I'm going to tell you this. I've been on and off Twitter Spaces for 4 years. And the big steppers host Spaces better than anybody else, by far. Here's why. In a given hour, they'll get 100 people who shill or so. Maybe not that many, but maybe 40, which is really, really good. I'm telling you, I'm getting into some of these spaces sometimes, and you'll wait an hour before one person gets to shill. That's not what you want. You want people to be excited for your spaces. Like you heard me in that big step of space just now, right?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay, excellent. And you heard, like, I didn't go in there and I did say thank you to the host and the co host, but I didn't say, how are you guys today? And they were like, oh, we're doing really well. How are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm really well. I'm eating a grilled cheese sandwich and I had some soup and I didn't sleep really well last night, but the night before I slept well and I saw this movie and I watched the World Series and I'm stretching now. And do you mind if I tell you about my project? You don't want to be that guy. You're wasting people's time. What they even said when I was done is that's how you do it. You don't come in here and waste people's time. You know what you're going to say and you say it quickly. And so, like, that's what you want to be. Now, if I had to say, how could you improve? You need the social media link tree. Once you have that, you're going to be solid. It doesn't hurt to plug yourself. Like you can say, I'm linktree.com/code billions. That's fine. You can say what your website is if it's really easy to know. But you said, all my stuff's in my profile. That's really great. Code Billions, you're up against a lot of competition because there are a lot of guys who can do some of the things that you can do. But the fact that you code differentiates yourself from a lot of those guys. So you want to emphasize that. But again, when nothing's going on, you create memes. It's free advertising for you. So let me ask you, Code Billions, do you have a Twitter account? Do you have a YouTube account?
Yeah, I have a YouTube account.
Excellent. Do you have a Twitch account?
No, I don't have to.
Okay,
Is that social media?
so you've got to create a Twitch account.
Okay.
And here's why. When people type your name into Google, you know what shows up? Your YouTube account, your Twitter account, your Twitch account, your Snapchat account, all the different accounts. If you don't have those, you are vulnerable to other people taking your name, which you don't want, and impersonating you. But also, it's free advertising. You have to understand that advertising is really important in cryptocurrency. I know you get it to some extent, but it's just things that you need to do. Do you have a Reddit account?
Yeah, I have a Reddit account.
Excellent. Do you have an Imager account?
No,
Okay, so you need an Imager account. Do you have a Rumble account?
no.
Do you have a Kick account?
You said?
Do you have a Kick account, Kick?
No, I don't.
Okay, so your job today is to create your link tree. And the way that you do that is you create accounts on all the different platforms. And then when you're done, I want you to come back in here and show me your link tree. And I bet it'll be really good. And you'll feel really good about yourself because you'll have all the profiles filled out. You'll have all your biographies filled out. You'll have your avatar on everything. That's what you want, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so Code Billions, what you're going to do now is you're going to create your link tree. You're going to create all your social media. Okay, and when you're done, later today, come back in here and show it to me. And then once you're done with that, we'll help you make memes. And I will, I'll tell you what good, I mean, like that meme that I sent you, that was not that person's first attempt. They had to go through a couple iterations of it. Sometimes they have too much text, or sometimes it doesn't make sense. I'll help you with all of that. And then what you do is you take those memes and you put them in the Big Steppers Discord, and then whenever the Big Steppers have a space, you're gonna put that in as a reply, and you're gonna get a lot of people who like that. That's what you do. But not only are they gonna like it, they're gonna see linktree.com/Code Billions, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know this guy. He's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to do that now.
Excellent,
But I
my
don't
friend.
know if you can just type those social media on Twitter for me so I can.
Nope. Here's what I'm gonna do. Nope. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do you one better. They're already typed. What I want you to do is lower in this Discord. You're gonna see a bunch of colored circles. So scroll down. I'll help you find it. So in this Discord, you're gonna find right now you're in 24/7 live stream, right? You're in this call with me, right? Okay. So keep scrolling down, and then you'll see 24/7 radio stations. And keep scrolling down, and you'll see it's like Reddit. You'll see my name, Rabbi Rothschild, with a heart and like a cowboy face and a heart. Keep scrolling down, and you're going to see an area that's called platforms.
I'm not seeing it.
You will. Just keep scrolling.
On the Discord channel.
Yeah, you just keep. It's a Discord channel. You just keep scrolling down.
Can you send me the Discord channel link? I'm not sure.
No. You're gonna find it. Just be patient. You're gonna find it. Just be patient. I have a bunch of channels in this Discord. Okay? Just keep. You haven't scrolled all the way to the bottom yet. You're gonna see a bunch of colored circles. One says YouTube, one says Kick, one says Twitch, one says Rumble, one says Snapchat, one says Twitter, one says Instagram, one says Imager, one says Reddit, one says Discord.
You don't get me. Like I'm not in the Discord channel. That's the 24/7. I don't know if I'm in the Discord channel. So like I can't really tell.
It's not in the text. It's literally its own channel.
Okay.
So just walk here. You read to me. Okay. So do you see below this call? It says Rabbi Rothschild's Arena.
Yes.
Okay. Then what does it say?
Sorry.
Then what does it say? It says join to create voice channel, right?
Okay. I'm not seeing what you're saying now.
Okay. Do you see below this Discord discussion on the left side of Discord? You see it says Rabbi Rothschild's Arena.
No, I don't see it.
Are you using Discord, the app, right now?
Yeah, I'm using the app, but I'm not sure I'm in your channel. That's what I'm saying.
Just one moment. Do you see in this call right here at the very top it says B. Alexander? And then it says Brandon A.
Yeah.
Okay,
I see.
and then it says Rabbi Rothschild, and then it says Rabbi Rothschild, and then it says Code Billions, right?
Yeah.
Then below that, it says Rabbi Rothschild's Arena. Do you see that?
Mm, no, I
On,
don't see it.
okay, that's fine. On the left side of the app, like look at my phone. Okay, on right here. Okay, I don't think you see. If you
No,
don't see,
I'm not seeing it.
okay, then that's what you need to say. Not okay. You just say, I don't see what you're seeing. Can you please help? Okay. So
Okay, I'm not seeing it actually.
I understand. I understand. I'm going to help you through this. Okay. Do you see where it says 24/7 live stream?
Yeah, I see.
Okay. And then do you see that there are five of us in this live stream, in this call?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see where your name is? It says Code Billions.
Yeah, I see what I mean.
Okay. Do you see that it says Rabbi Rothschild's Arena below that?
I'm not seeing that particular one, but I'm not seeing that.
Okay. I
Probably
understand.
by share the chat.
I understand. Okay, here's an easier way. Do you see at the very top of this Discord on the left, it says search?
Yeah.
Okay, go to the search and type the word platforms. Platforms.
Okay, I've searched for it.
Okay, do you see that there's one channel? It says platforms.
Yeah.
No, you don't see that?
I don't. Okay, let's do it this way. I don't think I'm in the 24/7 live stream channel.
Yes, you are. That's what we're talking in right now.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can just send me the direct link to the channel also
Let's see if I can do that.
on yeah. So I can just join the channel because this link directed me to this call, not your channel.
No, I understand that.
The link you sent me on
I get that. I get that. But here's the thing: you're a developer, you're a programmer. You got to learn how to. You got to learn how to. Um, how to be able to maneuver these channels well. If you don't, then it's going to take some work. Okay, so just one moment. Let me change some things so that I can send you a link. Okay, do you know how to use the search function of Discord?
The search function I'm seeing is a search function that is just on a particular channel.
No, it's not.
Like I'm in the Big Steppers channel now, and the only search feature I can see is particularly on the channel,
Okay.
like Big Steppers channel.
I understand. So, just like there's a search in the Big Steppers channel, at the very top of my Discord server, you should see the word search. Do you see that?
Okay.
Not okay.
I can't see.
Yes or no?
No, I can't see. Do you mean on your channel or Discord as a whole? Like the app?
I mean on the server.
Okay, no, I'm not on your server. That's just what I'm trying to say all this while.
You are in my server. You're talking to me right now in it.
Wow.
So this is what I'm
Well, I
talking.
can't find it.
Okay, yes you can. So scroll all the way to the top of this server. You see at the very top it says Rabbi Rothschild's Ohel, a place for world peace.
Okay, let me find your server and join. I don't.
You're in it right now. You're talking to me in it.
Yeah, but I'm on the Big Steppers server. That's what I'm saying.
No, you're not. You're in my server. The Big Steppers server, you were in there and you left there and you came back in here.
Oh, yeah, I found it.
Okay, you found it. So do you see?
Yeah, so you said I should search platforms, right?
So do you see Rabbi Rothschild Ohel, and then there's a search button?
Yes.
Okay,
I can see it.
okay, you can see it now. Type in there YouTube.
I should just type YouTube.
Actually, let's make it easier for you. Type in there Kick, Kick.
Kick.
Yes. Do you see that it has green circles and it says Kick?
Nope,
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. So
Okay, yeah, I've seen it.
okay. Do you see the green circles?
Yes.
Okay. What I want you to do is you're gonna okay, actually this is probably easier. Okay, so you see the search bar. Then below that, so just back to where it says at the top, Rabbi Rothschild's Ohel, right? You see that, right?
Yeah.
Do you see it says 2,337 members?
Yeah.
Okay, then you see the search button, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, then you see browse channels, right?
Yes, I see browse channel.
Okay, then you see Shalom, right?
Yeah.
Then you see welcome. Then you see welcome, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then you see rule, announcements, 24/7 live YouTube streams, then general, then about Rabbi Rothschild, then create support ticket, then ask Rabbi anything, and then you see Pimpville, and then you see this call, 24/7 live stream, right?
Yes.
Okay, below this, do you see it says Rabbi Rothschild's Arena?
Yes.
Okay, then it says join to create voice channel, right?
Yes.
Then it says 24/7 radio stations, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now there are a bunch of radio stations. I'm not going to read them all. But there's like Hava Nagila, Jewish History Lectures, the Joe Rogan Experience, etc., etc. Keep scrolling down until you see a red heart and a cowboy face and a red heart that says Rabbi Rothschild.
Yeah.
Okay, you see the red heart with the cowboy hat and the red heart?
Yes. I can see.
Excellent. Then it says moderator only, then rank ups, then AMA, technology, Instagram, Linktree, press releases, TikTok, YouTube, podcast, leaderboard. Then it says bump, Then it says Rabbi Rothschild interviews, then Rabbi's new calendar proposal, permanent Discord links, Rabbi Rothschild, ChatGPT, coolest shit of all time. Then you see something that says Reddit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then it says anime, art, education, finance, gaming, jokes, news, platform, sports, tech, top posts. Then you see something that says music videos, right?
Yes.
Then you see Beach Boys, Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, Don McLean, Dusty Springfield, George Michael, Mad Men, Neil Diamond, Edwin Starr, OJ's, Rolling Stones. Then you see it says other, right?
Yes.
It says adult chat, mashpucha, contact information, self promotion, free speech channel. Then it says platforms, and you see all the colored circles.
Yeah, I can see YouTube, Kick, Twitch, Rumble, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok. Yeah,
That's what you
I
want.
see.
That now you see that's the list of all the stuff you need.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
You said you wanted a list. That's your.
So, I'm just going to work on Twitch, Kick. I haven't read it. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you what I think you need. Because here's the thing: if you get big, you don't want somebody taking your account.
Yeah.
So don't be lazy. You want a YouTube, you want a Kick, you want a Twitch, you want a Rumble, you want a Snapchat, you want a Twitter, you want a TikTok. You don't need Africa TV. You want an Instagram, you want an Imager, you want a Reddit, you want a Discord. You don't really need a monkey app. You don't need Billy, you don't need Vaughn Live, you don't need Omi TV. You do want Flickr, you do want Telegram, you do want Facebook, you do want Pinterest, you do want LinkedIn, you do want Tumblr. You don't need Vacante, you don't need Locals, you don't need WeChat, you don't need what you do want WhatsApp. You don't necessarily need SoundCloud or MySpace or Yelp or Dig or Camfrog or Foursquare or YY or Bigo. But basically, the ones that I said, which are like Pinterest, Facebook, Telegram, Flickr, Discord, Reddit, Imager, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, YouTube. You need those, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna go create them. You're gonna put your profile picture in there. You're gonna put um, a good biography in there, a profile, and you want to use all of the profile that you have. So, let's say you can't think of enough words, put it in ChatGPT and have ChatGPT create it for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, before you go, do you know what Sora is? SORA.
No, I don't know.
Okay, that's okay. So, do you have an Android phone or an iOS phone?
I'm making use of an Android phone. So
Okay. Do you have access to an iOS phone?
do I have access to?
To an iOS phone? Do any of your friends have an iOS phone?
Yeah, some do, but they are not close.
They are not what?
They are not close by. Like we don't stay too close.
Okay, that's okay. So you don't know anybody who has an iOS phone?
I know a lot of them.
Okay. So right now, I think it's only available on iOS. You can make Soras. Go to your Twitter inbox and look what I just sent you.
Okay.
I sent you two 9-second videos. Watch both of them.
Rabbi Rothschild streams live 24/7 for world peace. The big steps are going to the moon! Keep moving forward, man. Get all of your big steppers coming out. It's good to finally see you all in person. The big steppers crew made it off the timeline and into this lounge. Let's go. Rabbi Rothschild streams live 24/7 for world peace. The big steps are going to the moon. It's good to finally see you all.
Do you see that?
That's an AI generated video.
Exactly. But it's free and you can make those like a meme, and people like those, and they'll upvote it. Okay, but that'll come with time. For right now, you go create all those different accounts, and then when you're done, come back and let me see your link tree, okay? All right, buddy. You take care. Excellent.
Happily ever after. Rabbi Sachs, Zechariah Bracha, posits that certainly in Yiddishkeit we don't have mythology, because we don't have HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to be more successful than we want our success, and Moshe was always rooting and advocating and cheering for us. So we don't believe in mythology. But at the same time, in Yiddishkeit, we have no fairy tales. We have no story that ends and everyone lived happily ever after. Right? The Torah Kadosh ends. How does the Torah end? The Torah ends with Moshe Rabbeinu's death. All Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to get, well, all he wanted was to come to Eretz Yisrael. And he's taken from this world just mere steps away from Eretz Yisrael. At the end, on Purim, when we read Megillah Esther, and the Megillah ends, and we're all celebratory and everything, and what happens? The heroine of the story, Esther, is locked in a marriage she did not want to be in, to Achashverosh, living a life that she did not want to be in. Judaism doesn't have an everyone lived happily ever after stories. It's not the way it works, because that's not the essence of life. The essence of life is not an everyone lived happily ever after. The essence of life is everyone the end of the narrative is, and everyone kept on living, growing, and accomplishing. Despite the pain, despite the setback, with all of the broken hearts, we keep on going. So, we see these incredible images of the hostages being returned. And on one hand, there's such a feeling of elation, such a feeling of celebration. Yet at the same time, we cannot forget all of those who are still in captivity, literally in captivity. We can't forget all the precious soldiers who have given their lives al Kiddush Hashem over the course of the last year. We can't forget October 7th. We can't forget all of the incredible tragedies. So as much as there's like a wave of simcha, it's not an everyone lived happily ever after moment. But we also have to take in the simcha, take in the excitement, but at the same time, as we mentioned before, redouble our efforts to bring every last of our brothers and sisters home. And there is one story that will end, and everyone lived happily ever after. That's Mashiach. That's Geula. And we eagerly await that day. May it come here, Rabbi Aminu. Amen. We'll say with that, let us begin. So today's daf is Lamed 34. We got a lot to do today. Let's pick up on Lamed Gimel on the days 33b. And we left off, we got to the two dots. Right? Yes. Good. Dine Mamanes Hakol. So let's remember again. So the Mishnah said, Dine Mamanes Hakol Malam Din Schus B'Chova. Dine Nefashas Hakol Malam Din Schus Ve'Hakol Malam Din Chova. So when it comes to Dine Mamanes, right, monetary law, everyone, now we'll see what everyone means. Everyone has the ability to go ahead and be Malamid Schus, to advocate, right, on behalf of the defendant, and Malamid Chova, and to also go ahead and bring condemning evidence. When it comes to Dine Nefashas, when it comes to capital law, so the halacha is like this. Everyone has the ability to go ahead and bring a schus, right? Everyone has the ability to advocate on behalf of the defendant, but not everyone has the ability to go ahead and be Malamid Chova, be Malamid or introduce some damning evidence. Let's analyze. It says Hakol. Now let's say, what does Hakol mean? Hakol what? Who's Hakol? You must be even witnesses. They want to know, what does this mean? Take a look at Rashi. You end up from the bottom. Hakol afilu edin. Rashi says, She'idu Allah yischodun lamed Allah rayal shal zechol. So listen to this case. Reuven comes in fight. So now what happens? Reuven